there's some anti-American sentiments just with how divisive some things might be and whatever the case is. But as an immigrant, someone who's lived in many different places and seen a lot of different stuff, why do you like America and why do you choose to live here?
I think to me, it's the best country on the planet, right? And I can tell you exactly why. And part of the reason why I think it's good for me to talk about that, I actually wrote a book about it. I'm releasing later in the fall, called Little Book of Big Reasons to Love America. It's 10 chapters, 10 reasons. And I tell a lot of the stories from my background. But part of the reason why I feel like it's interesting to hear that from me, because I grew up, literally, I was brainwashed. I grew up in a Marxist household. In all of my surroundings, my whole youth, all the way to probably my early 20s, America was the evil thing. He was the empire. He was the evil exploiter of the planet, the bully, the military bully, the economic bully, all of those things. So I grew up in that environment for literally most of my youth. And what happened is I heard that and I said yes to all of that, of course, because you're a young person, you don't know better. But then your life experience shows you the alternative. Okay, what does life look like if you don't have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, an independent judiciary? If it's not a meritocracy, if it's really a collectivistic top-down sort of system, what are the results? And all you see is poverty, violence, misery, the reign of mediocrity, scarcity. That's what I see. Then you go to college and you study Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, and you study Karl Marx side by side. And you look out the window and you see at least that scenario, right? And at the same time, I read books about America, I see movies, and I see this almost like this parallel universe, this parallel reality of a world that I will never have access to. And I go, yeah, actually that looks very appealing to me, in spite of the things that I've been told. They had this sort of thing that the West is rotting. That's like the rotting West. And in the Soviet Union, especially when in like mid 80s, people would like sarcastically, the Soviets were like, you know what, I'd like to have a little bit of that rot in my life. If I could have a little bit more of that would be nice. Because it was just it was so clear that it was just a bunch of lies, right? And so eventually I became intensely anti-communist, anti-Marxist, anti-collectivist. And I realized that all of that is just a mask, an ideology that masks tyranny, oppression, and enslavement of people. It was like a big prison. And I was behind the Iron Curtain, and I looked at the other side of the Iron Curtain, which is the West, Western civilization as a whole, the U.S. specifically. And I saw opportunity, I saw freedom, I saw choices, I saw creativity, entrepreneurship. I saw sort of a very generous spirit of people. That it's the most philanthropic nation on the planet. I saw the role of family, the family values that were at the core of sort of this very stable, successful, healthy, love-filled environment, this culture, right? And it's not perfect, but a lot of those core pillars were there, and they were absent where I was. And that became the book, 10 Reasons, right? And it's everything. And also the first chapter is about being an immigrant. And you can still feel like an American. You feel accepted here. And I've been an outsider everywhere I've been my whole life. And somebody asked me on another podcast, where do you feel most at home? And I said, I feel most at home in America. Because people think of me as an American, even though I grew up in other places. Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah. Yeah, you found your home in Austin, Texas. That's amazing.
I love it, yeah. And I love Texas, too.
It's a good place to live.
It really is, yeah.